I think this is kind of to blow off some steam. I feel misunderstood a lot. I don't want to stop crying, for fuck's sake. I have an Aquarius stellium, and I have a little bit of Scorpio in my chart too. And I think because of that, genuinely, that is why I feel so misunderstood. And it's really lonely because I feel like I understand people, and even at times, if naturally, intuitively I don't, I'm open to understanding them and learning their language and their way of thinking so that I can help them. So for a while I had to learn to let go of the idea that I do know what's best at all times and with all people. And I'd say in the past year and a half, I've really succeeded. And I've learned to let people live, and I've learned to recognize that what's right for me may not be right for other people. However, I feel, aside from therapy, I do not get granted the same level of understanding. Not from all people, obviously, but I feel that sometimes I'm too intense, or I'm too emotional, or I feel things too deeply, or I take things too seriously. And it's not, this is how I am. And I think that I kept feeling like, I need to change that. I need to change that. But here's the thing. If I have somebody who has Venus in Libra, for example, tell me as a person who's got Venus in Scorpio that in love I should just lighten up, that's not going to help me as a Venus in Scorpio. It's instead going to frustrate me. And this is something I couldn't, I would just think like, okay, you should try and learn as much as you can. And even this translates into so many areas of my life. Like, that's Gary, by the way, in case I haven't introduced him at this point. It translates into so many areas of my life where I feel like, as much as you can learn from a variety of people, the better, and then just take the best of it, what works for you, and then apply that in your life. And to an extent, I agree with that, but I've also found that as a result of that, I've gotten so confused, and I think that, a part of it is just natural for the fact that I'm young, and there is so much on the internet. Like, it is so normal to be confused, and especially when you're lacking in life experience, it's hard to determine exactly what you feel for yourself and what your truth is, and then also your actual biological maturity level as well, and all of that, it comes into play. But I kept feeling like, no, I should listen to this person. I should listen to this because they're successful in this, and then they're successful too. But you could take, for example, if we talk about business, you could take 10 different business owners who are all successful in their own right. But in listening to all of them, is that actually going to help you with your business? Or should you instead be listening to the person that has done a business that's very, very similar to yours, if not the same? Or somebody who's working in the same climate as you? Isn't it better that you just take that advice from the one person as opposed to people that, yes, are successful, but they're successful in their own story, in their own right? I hope my fan isn't too crazy. What I'm trying to say is, for me as a Venus in Scorpio, for example, in this, it is not going to do me much good to take advice from somebody who's got Venus in Libra. I could look back and I could say, so I'm just closing some tabs because I don't want my computer to go crazy. I could look back at my younger self and I can see when my Venus in Scorpio perhaps did not serve me, because definitely there were times where I was way too possessive over my friends. It created a lot of toxicity. They felt like they couldn't be honest with me. But this is when I was like 11, okay? Now, to heal that is not to become like a Venus in Libra and who's like harmony and, like whatever. Like, to heal that is not to do that. Sure, it could be to have traits of that, but for me, losing my intensity as a Venus in Scorpio is not going to make me happy. In fact, doubling down on it, but becoming the more purified, higher version of it is what's going to make me happy. And I think that I've been... Hold on, I'm going to let my computer calm down and I'll come back. I'm just realizing it for myself. I feel like I've been told that I'd be basically better off being like other people. And I haven't just heard this from... it's not direct, and I understand this is not a criticism or a blame game. Definitely not. I think whoever has sort of conveyed this message to me, they don't realize that they're doing it, and they're coming from a good place, so this is not an attack whatsoever, but it's subtle, and it's there, and it's from my parents. It could even be from my sister at times. It could be from my teachers. It's external people, and it's not that I'm opposed to getting constructive feedback, and again, like, a lot of this is that, but ultimately what I do with that is up to me. Will me being more casual about things actually make me happy and fulfilled? I don't think so. You know how people will, like, there's this thing now, like, like, back in my day, I don't know, like, people will be like, oh, well, you're in college, so it's normal to sleep around. You should do that, explore all your options, and then you can make your decision. But if you're not built like that, what about that screams healthy? Nothing. If you're the type of person that's like, no, I'd rather just do the monogamy thing and hope to find that, like, I don't need to sleep around, like, it's not something that it comes naturally to me. I am naturally a monogamous person. That's your version of fulfillment. And I think that if we just take that as an example, what I've been doing, not that I've been sleeping around like that, but it's like I've been doing this sleeping around and wondering why I'm so miserable. And it's like, it's because you're not being true to yourself. And the reality is, like, I just need to own my reality. The reality is, I am a stubborn person. It takes a long time for me to open up and like somebody. Once somebody is in my life and I have tested them, because that's what I do. I'm a test you. I'm serious. I can't help it. If I see that you're a genuine person, it doesn't matter if you're wearing designer or if you want to, like, if you are like a homeless, I don't care. If the quality of person is solid, like, that's the type of person I am. And it's not to flaunt anything and say, oh, I'm cool, not like other girls and everybody else is shallow. No, it's just that is what I look for. And I'm tired of, like, sort of hiding that about myself and saying, oh no, I should be more balanced, or oh no, I should just be more open, I should just be more extroverted. What? Because it appeals to other people? It's an act. I'm not interested. If there's no actual gain to it, I am not interested. It's also like how I even saw Alex Hormozi say this, and part of me, like, for a minute recently, I've been thinking, should I be taking a lot of advice from men? Because if I want to be more feminine, which is something I'm kind of working, it's not my main focus right now, if I'm honest, but it's something, I wouldn't mind working on again and relearning. I think the reason, this is a sidetrack, the reason I feel I can't be more feminine, because of the place I am in my life, I have to build, I have to create a, like, source of income and stuff, so I'm constantly achieving, and the second thing is I've been very, very, very hurt in my life, trauma. And it's going to take a long time for me to unravel that and even try to get back to the femininity I had as a young girl. So anyway, that's on that. But then I'm just kind of like, you know what? So what if it's a man? So what if it's a woman? If that advice brings me peace and I can move forward with my life and go to bed, like, feeling at peace with myself, then that is the person that I need to be listening to. If I'm not causing harm to anybody, fine. If I'm not causing harm to myself, fine. I will watch all the men I need to watch on YouTube, listen to all the men I need to listen to on the Spotify podcast. If it makes me feel fulfilled in who I am as an individual, regardless of my genitalia and how I identify, my fan is fine. Sorry, I have to check because I film on photo booth sometimes. Regardless of how I identify gender-wise and, like, what my sexuality is, if I want to listen to all men, I will listen to all men. It doesn't mean I'm only going to listen to men. It doesn't mean I'm intentionally trying to avoid listening to women. It's just that does not serve me right now. So anyway, what I was saying is, like, Alex Hormozi, a lot of people say to him, like, dude, you should have some hobbies. Like, you need to have some balance. Like, you should maybe go garden or something. Or, like, you have no friends or something like that. And he owns it. He's like, yeah, I have extreme views. Why would I, like, I love working the way that I do. Why would I go and just garden, do something that I don't like, basically create a version of balance that is not my version of balance, but your version of balance, just to keep you happy? Like, why would I change my life to keep you happy? You know? Because that's what this whole thing kind of feels like. And it's not, the way he expresses it is more aggressive, because that's just the way he talks. I don't need to be aggressive explicitly about it, but I think it's okay for me to have an aggression about it internally, because that's what helps me to solidify in who I am and what I'm about. So if that means that I turn around and be like, you know what, I don't want to be casual about, like, I don't want to have a birthday party with like 15 girls that I don't actually care about on a deep level. Like, there will be, I'm not, the thing is, this is no judgment on anybody else, but it's just about owning what's right for me, what's healthy for me. And that is not going to look like what is healthy for somebody else out there, no matter, even if they're like genetically related to me. I think you can still learn from other people while staying true to yourself. If you don't stay true to yourself, you have no direction. Like, you literally have no North Star. And that's kind of how I've been. I've been thinking, no, I should take advice from this person and that person and this person and that person. Yes. And I think it's a beautiful thing that I'm very open, and that I like to listen to other people, and I like to hear where they're coming from. But to deny my own intuition and deny what I think is actually best for me, I think would be a great sin, honestly. I mean, that's very dramatic, but like, I think it would just be very harmful. You need to look at like each individual. I think that's what I love about therapy, is therapy says to you, whatever you feel, unless you're not, like, as long as you're not actually harming anybody, it's like, it's fine, it's okay, anything goes, literally. If your favorite color is blue and my next client, their favorite color is green, it doesn't mean that blue or green, like, one is better than the other. They're both colors. They're both beautiful in their own right. I don't know. Maybe that example's stupid, but you see it especially in like young people, like teenagers. They have so many options nowadays as to how they can identify. I don't mean like necessarily internally, but like how the language that they can use to express who they are, how they identify, their sexuality. Like, there is so much, and it's almost like as a result of that, people are like, they're attaching themselves to all of these. Obviously, I know this is a more complex discussion, but like, people are attaching themselves to all of these different identities, which is understandable. Like, you want to explore yourself and all of that, but then you can lose your sense of actual self in all of that, because you have all these different, say, tags, and ways that you can identify, but that almost comes with another identity in itself, a collective identity, which you now sort of feel like you have to take on and embody. But it's almost like, in trying on all of these clothes, do you even develop a sense of style? You will always have your own sense of style innately. It is there, it exists, and it can be developed through your trying on of different things, and like exploring different characters and like different versions of yourself, essentially. But I think it's just harmful when you expect to find your fulfillment, or expect to find your truth in the truth of other people, or like, how do I describe this? Like, through the lens of fulfillment, which is anything but your own. It's like looking at somebody and being, it's almost like I guess, advertising. You know, you see somebody with a certain, it could be a bag or whatever, and they look so happy, and you're like, you know what, it's because of that bag that they're happy, so I need to get that bag. But actually, no, it could just be because that's their favorite type of bag. Their mom owned a bag like that. Their mom maybe passed away, and it holds sentimental value for them. If you were to have that bag, it would not bring you that same feeling. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we think that because somebody else is happy and fulfilled with their life, that if we copy and paste, it's going to be the same. Not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I'm going everywhere, but I really feel on a deep level we know what is true to us, and it is not a bad thing, especially when there's people that love you, that you love as well, and they're coming to you with stuff where they want to see you happy, because for them, they're in a version of their life which makes them happy. So they're gonna equate, okay, well, this worked for me, so you could try it. But that's not necessarily the case. It could be, especially if it's a parent perhaps, and they see a lot of you, a lot of them themselves mirrored in you, like their younger self mirrored in you perhaps. Like they might feel more inclined to be like, look, I went through this, or I've been through this, and and they're coming from the most loving place. But honestly, even if that person is your child, they're your sibling, they're your, what's the opposite of a mentor? Like a tutee? They are still an individual. So they might have had same story up until this point, but the way in which they will sort of handle that dragon will be very different to how you did, just because of who they are. And so I guess my conclusion in all of this is I don't want to apologize anymore for my sort of way of being. To other people, it doesn't make sense. To other people, it's too much. But for the right people, it will never not make sense, and it will never be too much. And you have to ask yourself, like, why would I want people in my life, like, closely to me, that are out of alignment with the real me? When you think about, yeah, of course, when it comes to marriage, and I can't speak from experience, but when it comes to, like, marriage and partnership, it's nice if you, like, the other person may not have exactly the same love language, but if they can appreciate it, or they have a similar one, or they're familiar with people that have that, doesn't it make a difference? When the people that you love know how to love you, it's nice, right? We like it when people are compatible with us in that way. So why am I constantly kicking myself for not liking people that are so different to me? I don't have to like them. I can appreciate them and see how their lifestyle and their personality is beautiful in itself. Like, it's like looking at an outfit, or like when you go to the shops, all right? Or even, I don't know, I'm not, let's not get into food, I don't know. But like, you could see a dress, right? And you might look at it and be like, it's pretty, it's nice, but on me, yeah. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. And I've been like, the way that I've been approaching friendships, especially, is that I've been, let's just say, looking at the dresses and trying to force them to fit, and trying to force myself to be into them. Even actually, I was doing a clothes clear out yesterday because I'm moving back from my accommodation, and I'm just bringing a ton of stuff. And there is so much stuff that my mom has given me, bless her heart. But she's like, I don't want to get rid of it. Can you make the most of it? Can you use it? If anyone else has been through that. And, for a minute, I tried. I really did. She gave me, like, nice quality stuff. It just didn't fit, or it just didn't look right on her. She didn't want it anymore. And I tried, trust me. And my mom's fashion, she's great. Like, she's very eclectic. She's not afraid of, like, all types of color. Like, I'm wearing black now, but aside from that, I love, like, bold, bright color. My mom, she does the pastel. She's not afraid of gray. She's not afraid of grunge. Like, she is great. She can make it work. Me? Honey, I tried. And my mom was like, look, in 20 years' time, you might really like... Mom? Yesterday, I put my foot down. I was like, Mom, I love you, but I do not have the space for this. I physically do not have the space for this. I do not like it. And I couldn't say that before. Why? A, I didn't have the guts. B, I just didn't know it enough. And there I was trying to wear a dark gray and red striped dress. On me? No. I mean, maybe now with my hair, but no. It's like you look like a clown because you're wearing something that is just obviously not for you. It screams like anti your personality. And so, I don't know, maybe now I'm just in this like phase in my life, like no BS with myself. That's what it is. I'm getting into a real no BS phase with myself. Like when it comes to my body and the gains I want to make, I'm very no BS. I'm like, I need this much protein a day. I'm going to try and get between that. I don't eat I don't eat crap. Like, I mean, I do when I'm at home, and that's the hard, difficult thing, and I'm trying to work on that. But, like, when I'm with myself, and I'm, like, back in my accommodation, I am on it. I'm about no BS. I'll be honest, I will have people making drama out of nothing. Like, I've witnessed this, and I'm here solving my problems. I'm here solving my problem. If there's an issue, I'm on it, and I'm fixing it. I don't have energy for people that are just going to sit there and whine. I've told you what to do. I've recommended what you can do. Now you go fix it, because I'm busy fixing my shit. Like, I am in this phase, no BS. So that means out with the clothes that I know I don't like. So similarly with friendships, it's not that I'm just going to cut everybody off. Like, my friends, they have good fucking hearts, otherwise they would not be my friends. So it's not like that. It's not to the same extreme. But what I mean is I'm going to own who I am, what I actually can give. If my limit, like if somebody else meets me 1 or 2 times and they're like, oh my God, you're my bestie, I'm screaming on the inside. I will not be your bestie. I'm sorry. If you think after us meeting 2 times that we're going to be super, super close, it doesn't work that way. I'm not built like that. And I've been trying to make the shoe fit, but it doesn't fucking fit. I deserve to be Cinderella in my story. So why am I showing up like the fucking stepsister? Or both of them. You know, I don't want to go around pretending like, no, I can make it work. I can compromise on who I actually am. Why do we do that? Again, like when I say this, I guess it's just about being unapologetic. You know, you can love somebody and you can still be yourself. You know, and in doing that, not only are they probably going to love you more because you're just being honest, they don't feel like you're putting up a facade just to please them and mirror them, you're also going to attract more people that love you for you, and you're also going to be respected, because it's not like you're willing to just... People admire realness, I guess, and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that more. It's way easier said than done, especially if you have Libra in your chart, which would be myself. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Is this too extreme? Is this too crazy? Is this my Scorpio peeking through? But actually, I would love to hear from some water signs. The way that I could describe it is, for a minute, I thought, oh my God, I have an avoidant attachment style, and that's all that there is to it. And for a minute, yes, I did. Like, we can literally rewind like 2 years, and it was so funny the way that it came about. One of my really good friends, our attachment styles really highlighted shit to us. Like, we didn't realize it. We weren't super conscious about it until we became good friends, and I was constantly running away, and she was constantly running after me, and then she kind of called it out, and I was like, oh my God, mind blown. It's so true. It's so true. And then she started to address it, and then I started to address it, and over time, like, I feel like we're in this really good place where it's like secure. Good for us, right? That's good. Can we like... That's so cheesy, but I'm gonna do that anyway because good for us, really. Like, we're healthy. But yeah, so for a minute, yes, it was just avoidant. But if I look at who I actually authentically am, especially with Venus and Scorpio, I will not trust you. I'm sorry. I can't. And I'm not gonna... You know what? I take the sorry back. I don't want to apologize for that. Seriously. Because, like, you know, so if someone is, like, overly friendly from the get, like, why? You know, and that might just be you. And great. Love that for you. Amazing. My Libra rising will have me being that way too. And then I'm gonna back off and you're gonna be really confused. Like, she was so nice, what happened to her? Like, I'm sorry. Why am I saying so? Oh my God, I'm such a woman. Ah! Yeah. Like, I will be nice and friendly, but my little Scorpio will come through and I'll be like, I don't know you, so I'm gonna stop that now. See you later. I'm just gonna observe. Let's just see what happens now that I've been nice. I want to see how you are. And, sniff you out. You're not even gonna know that I'm doing it. You're just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on with this bitch? And if you pass the test, call me toxic, call me psychotic. Everybody does it. They just do it in their own way. We all vet each other. Come on, let's be honest. This is just the Scorpio way. It doesn't mean I'm gonna be doing some toxic shit. No, it literally means I'll be nice, but I'm gonna be distant until you've literally proven that I can trust you. And that's the thing. A lot of people are gonna be triggered hearing that. Even if they know me, they're gonna be like, this is some toxic shit. Okay, then get away. Leave. I don't care. Yeah. But once I know I can trust you, honey, it's all, like, I will be there. Like, ask my friends. Like, I'm not saying I get it right all the time, but when my heart is there and I'm committed, I'm gonna bake for you. I'm gonna pick up your phone calls. I mean, it's not that I avoid people's phone calls anyway, but, like, I'll do it. I'll remember your I mean, actually, I missed one of my friends. I was going through some stuff. Never mind. I will remember your birthday. I will care. Okay. And, yeah. I plan on making myself a better friend as I get older. I plan on having more to give. But right now I'm being selfish. I'm pouring into my cup. But still, with whatever little amount I have to give, I'm going to stop trying to make it into something else. Something that it's not. So, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. And I'm done trying to change it. That's what I've been doing. Instead of doing the whole, what I feel is authentic and right for me, which is being friendly, being kind, but then also being slow to trust, going against that feels uncomfortable. I literally feel like I'm gonna throw up. I kid you not. I feel suffocated, like I can't breathe. Like, does anyone get what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's, like, really friendly, and, like, especially, like, I mean, my water signs, or, like, even earth signs. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? When someone's, like, really extroverted, and, like, in your face, we should meet this time, we should meet again, I'm like, why? For what? And, like, it seems like they really, like, thank you so much for liking me, but I don't know if I like you. And I used to feel like such a bitch for that. I used to feel, how am I so horrible? I can't like this person. They like me so much, they're treating me so nicely. Why do I have to be such a bitch? And it's like, Mahika, it's not so much that you're a bitch, you just want to guard your heart. That is not a bad thing, because of the experiences you've been through, also because the placements that you have, that have also somewhat created those experiences. Like, it is, or attracted those experiences. It is normal. It's normal for your sign, for your placement, for a person like you to feel that way. Stop trying to match somebody else's pace. And yeah. I kept thinking, like, I should adapt, I should make myself like this person, and in both senses of the words. Like, I should make myself be like this person, and I should make myself like this person. But it's not something you can force. You cannot force yourself to be in love. You cannot force yourself to be attracted to someone. You can find things that are attractive about that person. You can find things that might make you feel like you're in love with somebody, but you cannot actually force your heart to be in a place that it's not. And that is what I tried to do for a long time in many of my relationships. Maybe that's just people pleasing to the max. I don't know. You guys tell me. All I know is it's fucked up, and I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of doing it. If I don't like you, I need to stop pretending like I do. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sure I do. Like, I like you on some level. But for me to like you, let alone love you? Oh, honey, you're going to have to give me at least 1.5 years. I'm sorry. Maybe 2. It's not gonna happen like that. If it happens like that, that's a red flag from my butt. I'm just saying. You gotta know yourself. And I'm learning. I'm getting to know myself. And that's it. Let me know your guys' experience. Like I said, especially if you're a water sign, Scorpio placements, like, can you guys relate, or am I just nuts? Or both. That's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.